Do you ever think it's just faster if I do it myself? Maybe you think that with your team, your kids, or everyone. We are in part 2 of the Beyond Awareness series. Just the other day on Tuesday, we broke down why you're stuck in the weeds, redoing your team's work, hand holding them instead of delegating, or micromanaging even though you're drowning, and why hiring more people, both at home and at the office, and creating SOPs hasn't actually gotten you out of the trenches and able to do the visionary work and those high level projects that you want. Today, we are doing strategic journaling so that you can figure out what you are actually afraid will happen if you let go. Quick note before we start, all of these prompts are in the show notes. So if you are driving or can't write right now, just save this episode and you can come back to it later. All right, let's dive in. Prompt 1. Think about a task or project that you're currently doing yourself, even though you know that someone else could handle it. What is that task? And be honest about why you haven't handed it off yet. What's the real reason that you're still holding on to it and doing it yourself? Prompt 2. If you did delegate that task or even a part of it, and the person did it differently than you, what's the worst thing that could happen? Walk through the entire scenario. Your team does it their way, not yours, and then what? Your partner does it a different way, or whoever it is, what is the ripple effect? This might seem really big and important, or you might realize that there's actually nothing at stake. Either way is fine. Write whatever comes up about someone doing something differently than you and what their way of doing it or what their outcome might mean about you, about your business, or about your leadership. And you might find that it's not about how the other person is doing it. It's about the outcome and what that means about you. Prompt 3. If you weren't the one who caught all the mistakes and answered all the questions and fixed all the problems, if you weren't the person who had to be in control of everything, who would you be? Would you be lazy? Would you be judged? Would you still be needed? Would you still be valuable? Would your team still respect you? Write what comes up even if it sounds irrational. Prompt 4. What would you need to believe about your team, your family, or about yourself to actually trust them or yourself with things? What permission do you need to give yourself? Amazing job. Prompt 3 showed you the reason that you're not taking action on delegating. This podcast and this series in particular is literally closing the gap on knowing and doing. And prompt 3 showed you that gap, that even though you're exhausted, that your to-do list literally can't get any more full, your plate isn't getting any lighter. And prompt 3 is showing you that you have an attachment to that action or emotion or that fear that came up for you. And then prompt 4 is the start of allowing yourself to be both the powerful leader that you already are and creating space for rest, communication, connection, or whatever came up for you without it meaning that you are less than. And that's the sort of work that you can't solve with better delegation or more delegation or SOPs or anything like that. So to keep digging into it, feel free to download the free Calm Mind Blueprint resource at the link in the show notes, or consider taking one of my 3 breakthrough intensive spots this month to work through this one pattern once and for all with me by your side. And come back next Tuesday for part 3, the final part, where we're going over if I say no, I'm not valuable. We're talking about why you keep saying yes when you want to say no, why you are overcommitted and resentful, and why boundary scripts haven't actually helped you stop people pleasing. If you have ever thought, I don't want to let them down, you definitely do not want to miss this one. Thanks for tuning in and journaling with me. I will see you next week. Thanks for listening to Beyond Awareness, the podcast where we close the gap between knowing and doing. If you're ready to heal what's holding you back from success, start with my free Calm Mind Blueprint at www.samanthapenkoff.com/calm-mind. It's a 5-day strategic journaling practice with prompts and voice guidance from me. And if you want to go deeper, book a 90-minute breakthrough intensive. Links for both are in the show notes. And if you know someone who would benefit from this episode, I would be so grateful if you shared it with them so that they can make decisions from clarity instead of drowning in overwhelm. I will see you next time.